February 22nd. That was not just game changing, it was life changing, eh? I was going out for lunch with Richie McCaw. We went to Merivale Mall for sushi, and bang, man, it was unbelievable. Just the whole place rocking, moving, everything. And didn't know the severity of it at that moment.
I was at Rugby Park. I just got out of the shower and I just had to put my towel around me. And the first thing I learned was under pressure I can run quite fast because I beat all the outside backs out of the change room. I remember DC was there and I was actually teasing him around how I beat him out, and jokingly said that he pushed me and I was too fast. And then I still remember Willie Hines saying, "Hey, look, this is actually serious. My wife has just texted me and there's buildings that have collapsed and people would have definitely lost their lives."
I went back to my house the next day and it was a foot high of liquefaction all through. So I just got on the phone to a few of the boys, and suddenly, you know, they're rocking around wheelbarrows and shovels, literally a day of shoveling crap, and then move on to our neighbours. Next few days, it's all we did, eh? It was just shovel silt and looked after people the best we could. The first meeting we had as the leaders group was at Todd Blackadder's house. Essentially, it was, okay, what are we going to do? Really, it was bigger than us right then, so we just didn't talk about the rugby. We talked about our connection to our community, connection to our people here in Christchurch and Canterbury. Obviously, the stadium was gone. Really, the conversation we had as leaders was, okay, what are we good at? Playing rugby. Is that going to increase the morale and increase the community-based spirit that we have here in Christchurch? Yes, it is. Okay, this is what we've got to do. We've got to do what we're good at and go put on a fighting face for the community. This whole shared experience that we had just suddenly brought us so much closer. And so from then on that season, we played away from home. We played in Nelson, played in Timaru, played a home game in Napier, and we also played a home game in London. First ever Super Rugby game in the Northern Hemisphere. Played the Sharks up at Twickenham. We spent a lot of time away from family. Every weekend we'd go away and you'd leave your loved ones at home, and you just didn't know what was going to happen. There's so many aftershocks and you're kind of going, difficult, eh? It was just hard, you know, knowing that you had to leave them behind to go and do what you need to do. And the great thing from our point of view as a team is that we'd shared that experience and we were doing it together. It just made us real tight, as a group. One of the toughest years, but one of my most proudest and probably most enjoyable years as a Crusader. So go through all this. We have a pretty good year. We played a final in Brisbane, and we just ran out of steam, I think. I think it all kind of caught up with us. The whole fairy tale of it all, like if we'd won that would have been the biggest thing in world sport, I think. You know, not just in rugby, it would have been huge. Flew back from Brisbane the day after the game of that final. You know, having lost and not, you feel quite down after our loss, obviously, in a final, and turn up at the airport and it was just packed. The fans and the impact that it had on so many people here was just unbelievable. So if that didn't move you and understood kind of our standing and our community here and the impact we can have, and how well we did that throughout that year was fantastic.
It wasn't until we actually checked out, got through passport control, walked out of the door, and the airport was packed. And it was packed with little kids all the way through to grandparents. And it was actually just that moment. I wouldn't say I was emotional at all the whole year, but that was the moment it just hit me that what we'd done as a team, we talked about what the city needed was hope, and they needed us to go out there and play exciting rugby. And that's what the city of Christchurch came out, and that's definitely the moment that, for myself, I got a little bit emotional, and I'm not overly emotional, but that was a moment that I definitely had to stop and scratch my eyes a little bit and look around a bit. People were just so appreciative of what we'd done, so we had to leave friends and family in Christchurch when there was aftershocks going on, and the whole city and the community and the whole region looked to us for that bit of hope. You know, we're playing 80 minutes. This might be the 80 minutes that someone forgets about the liquefaction in their house, or the house that's fallen over, or the friends and family that were lost Not saying it would ever take away that pain, but if it just gave them that little slimmer of hope, definitely now makes myself really proud to know that we played some attractive rugby, but it definitely still guts me that we didn't get across the line, because it would have been amazing for the city, the region, to show how much we cared, because we definitely were playing for them.
It was a pretty emotional time for us. Unbelievable memories over that year.